is remembrance? What does the word remembrance mean?
A memory of a person, place, or thing.
November is the month where we remember.
Remembrance Day is celebrated on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month.
It is an annual event where we remember all the people who have lost their lives while serving in the armed forces. It is also called Armistice Day or Poppy Day.
Not just about these who have served in the armed forces, but we also those that are currently serving today.
With these men and women, we can do many things. One is to wear a red poppy, and another is to wear wreaths as special war monuments.
On this day, we have 2 minutes silence where we spend time thinking about all those men and women. We do this as a sign of respect for what they have done and what they continue to do.
Poppy is the symbol of hope of a peaceful future. It was used because this was the first flower that began to grow on the battlefield after the First World War.
This week's scripture is from Joshua 4 verse 4 to 8.
This is the story that was told when Joshua led the Israelites to the new land. They had to cross the river Jordan, but the water was too fast flowing. The priest carried the ark of the covenant to the water's edge, and the water stopped, which allowed the people to cross.
Then Joshua called the 12 men he had chosen and said, "Go into the Jordan ahead of the covenant box of the Lord your God. Each one of you take a stone on your shoulder, one for each of the tribes of Israel.
These stones will remind the people of what the Lord has done. In the future, when your children ask what these stones mean to you, you'll tell them that the water of the Jordan stopped flowing when the Lord's covenant box crossed the river. These stones will always remind the people of Israel of what happened here."
Following Joshua's orders as the Lord had commanded Joshua, they took 12 stones from the middle of the Jordan, one for each of the tribes of Israel, carried them to the camping place and put them down there. Link to our word of the week.
Are a symbol to the poppies we wear as they symbolize remembrance. passed my badge in gymnastics.
Remembrance mean to you?
It means to me when you remember something that's very old.
Important memory that you remember.
My grandma.
Remembrance mean to you? Remembrance means to me of an old friend.
Important memory that you remember.
When my grandma died. Remembrance mean to you?
That's a really good question, Philip. Remembrance is a really nice word because it makes me think about things that I remember through my life. So I remember special events like becoming a teacher and coming to this school for the first time. And I also remember certain things in my life, so special events in my life like my wedding and the baptism of my children. But it also reminds me of that November is a very special month because we remember two sets of people during November. We remember all the saints on the 1st of November, and we remember all the people that have lost their lives serving in World War I and II and other world wars since. And that we celebrate on Remembrance Sunday. And in school, we're going to celebrate that on Friday next week. Okay, thank you.
Important memory that you remember.
Well, I have lots of memories that I remember, but one most important memory is when I was baptised. And I wasn't baptised when I was a baby like lots of people were. I was baptised when I was a little bit older. And I remember when the priest gave my parents the baptismal candle and I kept trying to blow it out. And that's one of the things I remember all the time because it's part of my past, but it's also quite funny as well.
To reflect this week, we would like you to pray the poppy prayer. You will need a black crayon, a red crayon and a poppy template. Take the time to colour in your poppy. Think about the symbol of the poppy and what it means. Ask God to bless those who have lost their lives. Place your poppy in a circle and remember all the people who are in the armed forces.
Our school mission statement. We must place our trust in God that the sacrifices made by those in our armed forces have helped us to have the freedom we enjoy today. Your mission this week is to take time to think about other people and to wear your poppy with pride. Don't forget to reflect during the 2-minute silence.